Hello my lovelies, here are your oracle messages for the month of May for the sign of Aries. I hope you're all doing well. All of the readings this month have been very different to how I've done them previously. I've been given a vision for each of the signs and also a little snippet of a song for each sign. And as I've been working my way through the signs, I'm feeling the energies of the visions that I've received working on me. And this may make sense to you as I tell you of the vision for you guys. Now, you're the last sign I'm reading for, but you're the first sign of the zodiac. And there's method in the madness, which will show itself to you. So another extraordinary thing that's shown up, because I've had themes running right through all of the signs for this month, and 3 of the oracle cards that have shown up for you are exactly the same for the sign of Cancer. And so I asked, I filmed these a day apart. So the video for Cancer and the video for Aries, and I have shuffled all of the packs before I've chosen them. So I said, well, how can this be that not 1, not 2, but 3 of the cards are exactly the same as one of the other signs? So my guides have said there's an overlapping of energies here. So if you would like to take the time to watch the Cancer video, things might make more sense to you and vice versa. So the vision. I saw a very large steam train, like in the 1800s, going across the plains in America. And it had one of those big pointy bits at the front, you know, the cattle bar sort of thing. And you were in the engine of this train, shoveling coal into the fire to get steam up, because there was such a rush of energy wanting to get somewhere. And I could see the wheels spinning really fast on this train, and it was heading right through Death Valley, I think it's called, where they're just these enormous natural rocks and the plains, not a lot else going on around there. And I got the sense that the energy of those times in the 1800s, where the white man just blasted his way through and across America to settle and to bring their culture and just push the Native Americans out of the way. And then I saw covered wagons being going again across the plains and being chased by the Native Americans, the Indians as they call them. And I heard the song 3 Wheels on My Wagon, which sort of goes, 3 wheels on my wagon, I'm still rolling along, the Cherokees are after me, wheels on fire, and I'm singing a happy song. And so there's this sort of devil-may-care attitude that you're driving your covered wagon across the plains, you've only got 3 wheels on it, and the Cherokees are after you. And then it moved into making a circle with the wagons to defend yourselves against the Cherokee, who were also riding right around the circle of wagons, whooping and shooting guns and such like. But the interesting thing was a battle did not ensue. So the white men and women with the circled wagons initially wanted to shoot at all the Indians who apparently were coming to shoot back. And the energy slowed right down, so that fear and that excitement and that getting ready to destroy each other, it just sort of melted away, it faded. And then this is the most extraordinary thing of the vision. All of the people within the circle of the wagons all lay down and went to sleep, but they all had their heads pointing outwards and their feet pointing to the middle of the circle. And everybody fell asleep. So it was like the spokes of a wheel. And then, while all the white men were asleep, the Indians moved in towards the circle. I saw the spirits of the white men stand, and they blended with each other. So they moved into each other. So the Indians and the white men just became one. And it was so beautiful, lovely, wonderful vision to see. And that realization that we are all one. There is no need to fight anymore. And that we have been them, they have been us. We're always interchanging with our physical vehicles, being every colour, being every culture, being every tribe, being every religion, etc., etc. And so my sense of this vision for you, okay, they're saying it's a lightening of the load. So whatever burdens you've been carrying, feeling, what you've taken on for other people and for yourself, and also because it's the vision is sort of 1800 and something. There's a lot of past life energies being worked through or brought forward or healed. So whatever lives you have lived in past experiences, whether it's on this planet or from elsewhere, a lot of those things are being brought together, being healed and mended. I also heard that the Cherokee, and it was specifically Cherokee, and they were talking about the Great Star Nation, where they came from. So they say that their origins were from the stars, the Great Star Nation. They came to Earth from other places. And so if you've been looking at your origins, where you've been told you come from, say through the family line or ancestors, but it's more than that. So it isn't just your physical human being, it is your non-physical self, and where that has originated from and what part that now plays in your lives. Now, another absolutely amazing coincidence, synchronicity. So usually if you watch my videos, you know I start off with a little angel card. So here we are, the Angel of Power. And guess what? Your self-mastery card, Power. So you're getting a double whammy, and that's really interesting with the vision, because it's two completely different cultures. So it's the white man and it's a derogatory name, I know, but the red man, the white man and the red man blending together and being one. So having the word power show up twice says to me that you are reclaiming your power. And there are many traditions and predictions within the Native American cultures. All of the different tribes have different stories of origin. And many of the predictions say that at a certain point in man's history, white man will disappear and the red man will reclaim their power, reclaim the throne. So this one is a little king. So he's got a crown, an orb and a scepter, and there is a cross at his heart center. So my sense of these predictions by the Native Americans is shown beautifully in the vision, because it's a melding of energies. So yes, the white man may disappear. It's not that they'll be wiped out like the Indians were, but it will be a blending, it will be a melding of energies. And so the re-empowerment of the Native American culture will show up in the white man's world. So there'll be a balance of power, and I feel it's not just in the Americas, it's all around the planet. So however we have viewed our power in the past, this is crumbling, this is dissolving, it's disintegrating. It's all to do with Pluto, the planet Pluto, being in Capricorn at the moment, and it is retrograde. So when the planets go retrograde, they go over things, they visit the past, and so it's being able to bring things into the now, into the present, to heal them. So whatever hurts or harms or bad deeds were done in the past to either of these peoples, the white man and the red man and the black man, and etc., etc. There was a lovely song in the 1960s, and it was called Melting Pot. And it went, what we need is a great big melting pot, big enough for everything we've got. Keep it stirring for 100 years or more, turning out coffee-coloured people by the score. Sorry, voice is going. And I think the band was called Blue Mink. Google, look them up. The lead singer was a lovely black lady. Can't remember her name now. But anyway, so there is this melting pot, this energy of bringing cultures together into marriage. We're seeing more and more and more and more of that now, which is wonderful. My sister-in-law is a lovely black lady from Tanzania. So even within my own family, there's this mix of cultures, etc. And it's more getting more and more acceptable. So the little self-mastery card, Power, says, I am the master of my destiny. As a master, I am defined as being able to accomplish anything I can think of. I can no longer say, I can't. And flipping that round is, I always say I can. There's a story I heard about Roger Federer, the tennis player, and he was invited to do an advert, a commercial, and they gave him a script, and he refused to say a certain part of it, and they said, why? And what they'd asked him to say was, I hate losing. And he said, no, I'm not going to say that. And they said, well, what do you want to say? They said, I love winning. So when we use a negative, double negative, I hate losing, that means you've got to keep losing. So when we flip that around and say, I love winning, guess what? You'll keep winning. So with these two power cards, it's realizing you're the master of your own destiny. We create our own reality. And you can accomplish anything you can think of. So I'm getting the strong feeling that a lot of you are pushing forward with things in your life now that you may have been stuck with. And as you're pushing forward, you are getting a broader vision, which is much larger than what you thought was in view, or your view of things, and what you thought you could accomplish. It's much broader than that. It's much, much bigger than that. Excuse me. And also, when I get a vision, it doesn't just apply to one sign that I'm reading for. It applies to everybody, absolutely everybody. But reading for you now for Aries, this is a bit like you are the herald. In the tarot, he's the page. So there's a page of cups, a page of swords, a page of wands, etc. And a page is a herald. He's a bringer of news. This is what's going on. And because you're the first sign of the zodiac, so you begin the year as well, you are a herald, you're a bringer of news. And with the train going across the plains, and you were busy putting all the coal in, which is very Aries, it's like you were rushing, you were hurrying, you want to get this news out, you want to tell people what's occurring, what's going on. And there's a very big change of mind, change of heart, soul awareness of the deeds, as I say, the deeds done to, and all these different cultures, and the healing that is needed on all levels, and the forgiveness that is needed on all levels, because we are all one. And when we step into our power, or reclaim our power from whoever we've given it away to, so if you imagine that the Indian people, or peoples in the Americas, their power was taken away from them, seemingly, but they never really lost it. It's always been there. So for all intents and purposes, how they are portrayed or seen in the movies of old is that they've been wiped out and they're powerless. Not at all. And there was another prediction made many, many years ago, probably hundreds of years ago, that when a white buffalo calf was born, that's when the changes started to occur for the red man. And there is an energy, or sort of goddess energy, called White Buffalo Calf Woman. And sure enough, a white buffalo calf was born. I can't remember exactly when it was now, and it was such a rarity. It was such a blessing to the people. And they knew on some level that they'd been released from their disempowerment, and the energies would start to shift and to find a balance again. And when White Buffalo Calf Woman shows up, she is blended with the buffalo. So her part of her body is actually blended with the part of the buffalo. And in the tradition, native tradition, buffalo energy is about prayer and abundance, because the buffalo gave of itself completely to the people. It fed them, it clothed them. They used its bones to make needles. They used its sinews to make thread to stitch their clothes and their teepees. They used the skins to make the teepees and their clothes. But always the buffalo was given thanks and praise for what it gave to the people. So a white buffalo showing up was so precious and so sacred to the people that they were then aware we have something new starting to work on a very, very deep level, and it is coming up to the surface. So if you take what I saw in the vision of that happening in America, it can also happen in Australia, it can also happen in Africa, and various other cultures where the indigenous Aboriginal peoples had their power removed. That balance is coming back. So with the other oracle cards, these are the three that also showed up for the sign of Cancer. Hummingbird, bee and connections. So we'll go through them. Now hummingbird, sadly we don't have in the UK, but I have come across them in America. I've seen them in California, and they are just magical creatures. They are so exquisite. Tiny little creatures. And these cards are from the Native American medicine cards. Number 44 is a master number. So this is master teaching, master healing energy. So this need for this healing to occur, for this blending of east and west, yin and yang, dark and white, ancient wisdom with present day technology in a way. The little hummingbird is the only creature that can fly in all directions, up and down, backwards and forwards. So this represents motion for you, moving in any direction that you wish to in your life. When it flies up, it has a bird's eye view, so you're able to look down on things and see in the bigger picture. It also seeks out nectar, so the sweetness of life. So its proboscis can go deep into a flower to reach the nectar. So it's digging deep to find the sweetness in life. But it does it in such a delicate and fragile way that the flower opens happily to it. The flower knows that the hummingbird is part of it, part of its cycle, part of its process, part of its being, because the flower couldn't exist without the assistance of the hummingbird, and vice versa. So it willingly opens itself up to receiving this proboscis and willingly releases its nectar into this little creature. Then that flies off in any direction it likes with such joy and such sweetness. And the feathers on a hummingbird are iridescent. They're every single colour you can think of. And when the sun hits them, whoa, it makes you look twice or more than twice and think, wow, the Creator made this. And the hummingbird can fly between worlds. So it can disappear into the dream time and bring back dreams and visions and show us solutions to things, show us what we need to remember it's a joyful little creature too. So the hard work that you've been putting in, which showed with shoveling the coal into the fire of the engine, and there was a little cartoon when I was young, and it was a train, and he was trying to get up the hill, up the mountain, and he said, I know I can, I think I can, I think I can, I know I can, I know I can, I think I can, up to the top of the hill. So with this soft, beautiful, gentle, fragile energy, this is saying you don't want the boiler to burst. You don't want to put so much coal into the into your boiler that you burn yourself out, because Aries is fire energy, and that's also reminding me of a little dude whose dad made the feathers for them to escape their confines, and the boy flew too near to the sun, and the wings were held together with wax, and the sun melted the wax, so he fell to earth. So this is saying, find a gentleness within yourself. Find a way of seeing the beauty around you, the beauty in life. Don't get overheated. Don't get het up. Don't get so boiled over with stuff that you can't enjoy with joy the beauty of life. So the little hummingbird card. Embrace what makes you happy. Be joyful. Count your blessings and open yourself to pleasure. So, what makes you happy? What brings happiness to you? So the sense of this is that it's more to do with the simple things in life that make you happy. And because there's a blending of memories, wisdom, cultures, ancient knowledge, you may find that Hummingbird brings you snippets of information to do with other cultures, your past lives. So you may have things showing up because once it's brought to your attention through the hummingbird, synchronicities will start to show up. And when you go back to work next week, you might be chatting with someone or overhear someone talking in a queue somewhere, and they mention the word hummingbird, or they mention the word Cherokee. That's something which will be a little trigger for you. And go, oh, wow, I've heard it again. So it's like these three cards showing up again for another sign. Yes, they're the three cards, but it's giving a slightly different message. The theme is the same, but the message is slightly different for the two signs. And open yourself to pleasure. So, as I say, it feels like the more natural pleasures in life showing up. So, the bee energy is extraordinarily powerful too. Now, I love to see a bee. I love it when a bee comes near me and flies around me. I always say, thank you, bee. Thank you so much. Thank you for visiting. It's really, really lovely to see you, because when they do show up, and when it's a real big bumbly bee, oh, golly, that's a sign for me that I'm going to get busy. That clients are going to phone or email or text me. I think, oh, right, okay, better look at my diary, see what availabilities I've got, how I can fit people in. Because the bee is about industriousness, busyness, busy, busy bee. And when they show up, when anything shows up in your life, so whether it's a bee or a crow or a jackdaw or a swan or a blinking seagulls that keep us awake till 4 o'clock in the morning, this is the universe always giving you a nudge and say, pay attention to this, pay attention to this. We are bringing you a sign. You've asked, you want to know. You've put it out and said, oh God, I wish I could know. I wish the universe would give me a sign. Well, the universe is giving you signs. Here's one. Beautiful, beautiful bee energy. And, as I said in the Cancer video, these two beautiful creatures deal with honey, nectar, sweetness of life. So again, it's a double whammy. You've got power show up twice. Oops. And you've got nectar, honey, sweetness show up twice. So with this power, it's tapping into that wisdom, ancient knowledge, ancient cultural DNA you've got in you, and how you can use it for the best, maybe within your little circle, maybe bigger than that for mankind. We can't survive without bee. So he's very, very, very powerful. We can't survive without you. You're very, 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 very powerful. So what is it you need to do for your highest good, for the highest good of everyone around you, that will bring the sweetness back into people's lives? It's not about fighting or battles or I'm better than you are, like with the red man and the white man. This is saying that for us all to feel empowered, we need to have this gentleness, we need to have this sweetness, the way that we interact with each other. Aries is ruled by the planet Mars, and Mars is the god of war. So he battles, he fights, he skirmishes, he gets in there and he likes to kick up some dust. But this is finding another way of using that Martian energy to make things happen. Using your power, wielding your power in a sweet way. Now your final card, and this is, again, this showed up for Cancer, but also this has shown up in some of the other signs as well. And a part of the, maybe got 2 or 3 themes going on right through May for all of the signs. And these cards are from the lovely Gordon Smith, who's the psychic barber. 5 keys to happiness. But most of the cards that have shown up, as I say, for the other signs, have been outside the 4 elements: fire, earth, air and water. And this one is space. So what we call the ethers. And it says connections. And if you look, there are these beautiful crystal orbs with little embryos in them. And they're all connected by shafts of light. So this is the Star Nation, the great Star Nation that the Cherokees and the other tribes, they say they came from the stars. They came from other planets. They were seeded here on Earth. and they came with a very different energy to who came later on, so the white man. And it is about honouring the people, sharing everything with the people, honouring the earth, Mother Earth, and the seasons, and honouring great mystery. So my sense for you through May and beyond is making connections, or having connections show up in your life that are way beyond anything you've imagined so far, unless you're a stargazer and you know you're a star seed, and you commune with your star family or space family. And I think I said for the sign of Cancer, this can also be that something shows up. Yes, there are connections. Yes, people can get in touch with you, humans. But also there may be some sightings of lights in the sky, unusual lights in the sky. And I also sense that you won't be the only guy seeing it. So it's not just Aries people seeing it or Cancerian people seeing it. There may be a huge influx of sightings throughout May. And when you either see it, physically see it, or hear of it, or somebody films it and you see it on YouTube or Facebook, even if you don't physically see it yourself, the connection's been made. It will feel familiar. And for some of you, it can push you outside your comfort zone. So, well, I've heard these stories, you know, I just thought they were stories. It was all make-believe. But there's something opening up within you which has been dormant, and the timing is right for the connection to be made. So within our skeletons are crystals. Within our DNA there are codes. Within our pineal gland, which is right in the centre of the brain, and it is shaped like a little pine cone, it's about the size of a pea, there is liquid around it, but also crystals within the liquid. So at certain points in our evolution, these codes within the crystals, within our skeleton, our DNA, they get activated and they come alive. And they might make you feel rather peculiar. But it is all part of the divine process. It's an awakening, waking up to your soul's purpose, your divine life plan, what you came here to do. And that realization that you're not just you in a physical bag of skin and bones. You are part of all that is. And being part of all that is, you have been part of all that is. So every single being on this planet, so from the waters to the rocks to the stones to the trees to the bugs to the birds to the fish to the humans, that you have also been and still are connected with other universes, with other places, and it's waking up to that, which can be a bit befuddling, but that's all the fun of the search and the research and finding out about things. So I wanted to share a painting with you. I've had a painting for all of the 12 signs, different paintings for all the 12 signs. And I thought, well, which one would go well with Aries? And it's this one. So you can turn it round and round and round. It can be absolutely anything, but when I looked at it this way, it feels like a headdress. So the headdresses that the leaders of the Cherokee tribe might wear. But there are all sorts of other things in my paintings. There are animals, there are birds. There's a bird there. There are eyes. So my paintings are always imbued with healing energy, because I add sacred water from Glastonbury Chalice Well and Vibhuti, which is sacred ash. So they're mixed in with the paint. So anyone that views my work will get a blast of healing energy. So you looking at this, boom, there you are. If you'd like a copy of this, it's available as a print and also greeting cards. If you'd like to commission me for a bespoke, unique piece for yourself or a gift for someone else, then details are in the box below. How I work is you choose your 3 favourite colours, and then I put them on the canvas, adding the water and the ash, and we see what shows up. If you'd like a private session, I have some slots available. Again, details are in the box below. So I hope this has been of some help to you. It's been an extraordinary journey for me doing all the 12 signs this month. I've gleaned an awful lot for myself. As I say, check out the reading for Cancer, because there might be something else in that and vice versa for others. So thank you for watching. Thank you for liking and sharing. Please subscribe, because that really helps me to grow the channel. And comments. I do love your comments. They they really tickle me, and very encouraging too. So for me to keep on with this work for you. So until next time, love you lots. Bye for now.